Good morning, students. I hope all are safe in this pandemic situation. Stay safe in your home. Today class, I chosen Jeremiah 20:11 says, "But the Lord is with me like a mighty warrior." Today I'm going to teach 8th standard ICSE biology, the last lesson. Food production. Already finished one video I sent already before after examination. Today continue for that video. Second topic of that lesson, green revolution. So for revolution, um, green revolution is one of the important revolution. Before that, we know for a lot of revolution: stone revolution, industrial revolution, white revolution, silver revolution, green revolution, etc., etc. And today we are study clearly green revolution. What is green revolution, and what are the importance, and where it is needed? Okay. The aim of agriculture has always been to improve productivity or crop yield. It's called green revolution. So aim of agriculture has always been to improve productivity or crop yield. So in olden age, whenever human being originated, people struggle for food and other important requirements. So lot of scientists involved, research often raising production often crops. Okay, so that times itself to develop the green revolution. So the peoples are believed to agriculture has always been to improve productivity or crop yield to just fulfill demands of food to provide in all the peoples. In the 20th century, productivity increased tremendously due to the adaptation of certain practice recommended by scientists and referred to as modern agriculture practices. So already we know for here natural method, but some scientific method will be infiltered or insist in agriculture. Plants are produced lot of yielding, so that's why lot of scientists involved for here. Agriculturist, they're called green revolutionarist. In all 20th century, productivity increased, try to increase productivity tremendously due to the adaptation of certain practices recommended by scientists and referred to as modern agricultural practices. As a result, food production increases significantly. So that time as well, the people or scientists or secure successful culturing of plants and production of an food product. So they get for the result, food production increases significantly. This came to be known as the green revolution. So raising agricultural product, synthesizing product through by agriculture, in insisting for here infiltered lot of scientific technology, and this technology successfully they are adapted and get a result, and came to us a green revolution. It reached India in the 1960s and was especially successful in the Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh and region. So first of all, they are tested and test agriculture done the place of states of in our country or Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh. They are get for successful cultivation and successful green revolution. They are made in 1960 itself. It changed India from a country with insufficient food to one of the largest food producer in the world. So it changed India from a country with insufficient food. Wherever requirements of food, wherever insufficiency, they are produced large quantity and transported wherever is required. Large food producers in the world, the following are some of the modern practices that have been adopted. Cultivation of an improved varieties of crops. So their requirements, some following method going to follow. So some methods going to practicing to raising green revolution or improved varieties of crops. Improved varieties are raised by crossbreeding two varieties. So natural method, natural practices commonly called indigenous technique, but they are adapting some scientific technology. They are made them for here improved varieties of crops. They are used to try to improved varieties are raised by crossbreeding. What is crossbreeding? Crossing for here low yielding and high yielding with the disease resistance. Without disease resistance plants going to cross, we can get for improved varieties. For example, one variety may produce more grain but are susceptible to disease because the plants get easy to catch some diseases. But what happened? What are the benefit? The plants produce more grains and high yielding. And another variety may be poor in grain production but resistance to disease. Okay, but another variety of plants going to using for here cross breeding. The plants just can yield very low yielding low food grains, but they are very high disease resistance. Both are going to cross. By crossbreeding the two varieties under controlled condition, a hybrid variety that produces more grain and its disease resistance can be developed. So after crossbreeding, often these two variety of plants, same intra-specific variety, intra-specific same species. Example for rice to rice, one variety of rice to very high yielding but low disease resistance, susceptible disease, easy to catch diseases. Another type of rice to low food grains, low production but very good disease resistance. If those two plants are going to cross, we can get for here high yielding and disease resistance varieties will be developed. Hybrid varieties are also known as a high yielding variety or HYV, sometimes as abbreviated word. What is HYV or called high yielding variety? So hybrid variety is also known as high yielding variety HYV. The technique often crossbreeding two varieties to produce a new variety with the desirable features of both parent variety is called hybridization. So the technique of crossbreeding two varieties to produce a new variety. Okay, so we are using for two parents are called high yielding and low disease resistancy. Low yielding, high disease resistancy plants are going to use. So these two varieties are going to cross to produce new variety with a desirable feature. We can get for here high yielding disease resistance or desirable features of both parents, but it is called hybridization. Techniques are called hybridization. This technique has been used to produce improved varieties of rice, wheat, pulses, and oilseeds. So this technique, the hybridization technique, will be followed, or new varieties will be followed to prepare and using the crops of rice, wheat, and pulse and oil seeds going to develop the improved varieties. Then crop protection, second technique of green revolution, to protect their crops from diseases, because the plants crops are cultivating in outside and open environment. Whatever lot of germs are try to attack, because placements of water is available enough water, and plants are easy to catch some diseases through by insect, some bacteria, pathogen, and some viruses, some fungus easy to attack some plants. That's why the people going to given for a proper crop protection. The to protect the crop from diseases, farmer treat the seed or spray the diseased plants with the antibiotic or fungicide. Okay, so they come for here before seeding. Okay, before seed cultivation, seed germination, the seed is going to treat it with which one antibiotic and fungicide going to be applied. The plant seed and the plants after germination do not catch any diseases to get rid of weeds. So what's mean of weeds? Unwanted plants. Okay, so cultivable area have a lot of unwanted plants. If not care about, the plants will be the plants or unwanted plants grow so fast. The fast growing plants do not allow to grow for a crop plants, completely reduce yielding of an crops. They use chemical called weedicide or herbicide which kill the weeds but not the crop plants. Okay, so the weedicides are called, for example, 2,4-D, 2,4-dichlorophenoxyacetic acid, a kind of an weedicide when they apply field of cultivation, because these weedicides are usually able to attack only for weeds but not crop plants. But now some plants suppose going to catch this weedicides also, and they use other chemical called pesticide to kill pests such as insect and rodents. Another type of chemical are called pesticides. So insecticide, herbicide, and weedicide, and one more is called pesticide. Pesticide able to catch and kill, attack means some pest. A lot of insect pests able to attack for field of cultivation, and this pest going to control by applying pesticide to kill pests such as for insect and rodents. Then improving fertility. Instead of a natural manure, farmer use inorganic chemical with a specific composition of fertilize the soil. So before sowing seed or before cultivating any kinds of a field of crops, their field will be ready to fill and dump a lot of fertilizer. Normally natural fertilizer and inorganic means chemical fertilizer. Come for here, for example, DAP, NPK, and urea, a lot of chemical going to apply, but this chemical suppose overdoses, the field attack through by pollution. What pollution? Soil pollution will be soil pollution, atmospheric pollution, air pollution, and water pollution will be causes excess amount of inorganic chemical. That's why people going to preferring for a natural manure, commonly called cow dung. Okay, and other manure going to use for here, but this manure do not attack any pollution. So instead of a natural manure, but nowadays available, people easy to get for inorganic chemical with the specific composition of and fertilize the soil. Unlike manure, chemical fertilizer provide the nutrients required by crop in the right proportion. So if you are using for natural manure to provide nutrients little later, because I want to decompose, and then to so late to providing for here some nutrients. But chemical fertilizer easy to within short of time going to provide nutrients, easy to catch plant to get for very good growth and developments. They also have the advantage of being soluble and are easy to store, transport, and handle because they are combined. Because compared with the natural chemical fertilizer easy to soluble because easy to dissolve in water, easy to store, and transport, easy to transport and handle because they are compact. That's why people going to prefer for chemical fertilizer. But now instead of chemical fertilizer, people going to using natural manure. Natural manure to late provide nutrients, and very easy. They do not store easily because large areas will be required. A lot of manure going to damage. So transport also is not a very good manner, and they are handle little difficulty. Improving irrigation. Farmer use advanced irrigation system to water their crops. So what is irrigation? Watering of plant is called irrigation. Farmer nowadays using, because now water scarcity of an entire states of in our country. That's why people going to use some technique of watering or irrigation technique, so that they can raise more than one crop in a year without having to rely on seasonal rainfall. Okay, sometimes failure of seasonal rainfall, the people struggle for here cultivating crops. That's why they are they are adapting lot of technique, which one irrigation purpose, because water their crops so that they can raise more than one crop in a year without having to rely on seasonal rainfall. Then mechanization. Machines such as for tractor and harvester make farm work easier so that large areas can be cultivated. So in olden age, they are going to using for here plowing, manual plow going to use for here some cattle animal. But now we have for here tractor, a kind of a machine, and harvester machine also. Both are nowadays very fast and easy to which one plow the soil and larger area going to just plow within short of time, and after which one yielding, and we can get for collect a lot of food grains through a harvester. So this harvester within short of time going to harvest everything. We can get for here food grains and paddy straw and other material using for a tractor and harvester nowadays so advanced in mechanization of a field of agriculture. Then animal. Next is come for animal rearing. Milk, egg, meat, honey, silk, lac, wool, and leather are some product we get from animals. Okay, so these are the product we're going to use indirectly. A human being going to use it for their own purpose, own consumption. What are the material? Milk, egg, meat, honey, silk, lac, wool, and leather are some products we can get directly through animal. So these are the important material provided with the help of a rearing of an animal. So it's called for animal rearing. That's why people going to nowadays using for cottage industry and a large scale industry of an preparation of an milk through by a milch animal, milk yielding animal, and some eggs or comfort chicks are going to grow and to cultivate it and produce lot of egg, and meat also, not only for egg, even meat. Then honey bee, honey rearing, the silk culture, sericulture technique, and the lac insect using for some adhesive material, and wool preparing with the help of some of that sheep and some animal. Okay, produce we get for from animal. We also use animal to do from farm work and transport goods and people. So we also use for animal to do farm work also. Some of the animal, example for drought animal and plowing, some cattle breeds going to use for your farm work and transport goods and people. In olden age, most bullock cart going to use to transport lot of material. Then before development of an which one machineries. Okay, so transport also using for some of that animal for here bullock cart. Animal reared for such work are called drought animal. So these animals are called drought animal, using for plowing and bullock cart transporting some goods in one place to another place. Using those animals are comes under drought animal. The excretas of animal has been used traditionally to make manure and commonly called dung cake or cow dung. Okay, cow dung or which one cattle excretas using for field of cultivation. Now it is used to make biogas. Okay, not only for here manure preparation, but biogas, a kind of an gobar gas preparation using for here cattle excretas, and which is used as a fuel and to generated electricity. Not only for here burning purpose or fuel purpose, but it used to prepare electricity also. In olden days, times going to using for here biogas, commonly called methane, because the cow dung available lot of methane, and this methane commonly called biogas. This gas using for fuel as well as electricity generation. The animal we keep for the useful product they give us are called livestock. So those animal providing material and continue to providing material, those animals are called livestock. Example for cattle animal, milk yielding animal, okay, or commonly called Jersey cow and Holstein Friesian and Karen Swiss, then buffalo are called Murak and Sudhi. Okay, so these are the cattle animal used to using for the purpose of milk, and these animals are called a livestock animal. Livestock means living animal provide lot of materials. The rearing of an animals on a large scale is thus called a livestock farming. Okay, so this rearing of a milk, wool, and honey, egg, and silk, lac, wool, or whatever we are getting, those animals are called livestock farming. It is also called animal husbandry, and it involves feeding, sheltering, caring for, breeding, and utilizing farm animals. So these are the animal rearing, and they are following some technique or called feeding, provide for proper feeding. Feeding means, I think, content of an food, vitaminosis, and a very high diet food going to provide, and provide proper sheltering. Okay, and cow shed and cattle shed and honeybee come for here, rearing of an honey and honeybee sheltering, caring for, take care more about for here this animal, and for here suppose attack lot of diseases, and breeding come for here, development of a new varieties, and utilizing farm animal, milch animal. The animals we keep for their milk are called mulch animal. Okay, milch or milk yielding animals are called mulch animal. In India, the primary mulch animals are cows and buffaloes. It's a very high producer of milk are called cow and buffaloes, using for here milk purpose. Milk is also obtained in small quantity from goat, sheep, camel, and yak. So these animals using for here little is commonly called natural animal or indigenous variety. Okay, they come for natural breeds or come for here for in our native breeds are called indigenous breeds provide very low milk. In exotic breeds provide very high yield. These are several breeds of mulch cattle in India. Some of these are called natural breeds or come for indigenous or local breeds, while some have been developed by crossbreeding. They are given for here. The exotic breeds are provide lot of milk. I think for foreign breeds, Sahiwal, Red Sindhi, and Gir. They come for or some natural Indian breeds of cows with a high milk yielding capacity. Okay, Sahiwal, Red Sindhi, and Gir. So these are the cows are breed in our country, commonly called natural Indian breeds of cows. They are very high yielding cows, very high yielding milk. Then high yielding breeds develop through crossbreeding include Karen Swiss and Frieswald. Okay, Frieswald, Karen Swiss, Jersey cow. Okay, Jersey cow is also one of the importing varieties of a cow in foreign countries to in our country, and we are receiving a lot of milk for very high lactating periods and provide lot of milk. Among the high yielding Indian breeds of buffaloes are called Murrak and Mashna crossbreeds, and again Jabarbadi and Nil Ravi and Nagpuri and Shruti. So these are the breeds of buffaloes also using the purpose of milk. Okay, because they are very high lactating period and provide lot of milk for their every days. Then white revolution. The white revolution led to an increase in milk production, which changed India from a country that imported milk to one of the leading milk producing countries. So milk going to imported from different countries. Okay, we are getting or supposed to exporting also. Okay, those countries suppose producing more milk and they are going to import other countries wherever is required. So this come for here. White revolution means rearing of an animal, cattle animal, and production of a milk, which changed India from a country that imported milk to one of the leading milk producing countries. It was a result of a project called Operation Flood, started in 1970s to promote dairy farming as a source of a livelihood for rural peoples. Okay, it's one of the job of rural people, and they are going to maintain for here a group of cows, either indigenous or foreign breeds, and getting for a lot of milk, because this operation started in 1970, promoted dairy farming as a source of a livelihood for rural people, and it helped in the formation of numerous cooperative societies of milk producers all over India and linked them with the consumer across the countries. Okay, so a lot of cooperative society will be take care about them for here and just getting, okay, and link and consume that milk, and they are going to which one pasteurization going to do it for the milk, and just sales otherwise going to imported or export other countries. The project begins in Gujarat, and the Gujarat Cooperative Milk Marketing Federation, a dairy cooperative based at Anand, and marketing is good under the brand name are called Amul. Now we have a lot of Amul powder one used to provide for a newborn child. Okay, so it's usually Amul product used to preparation of an milk product. And so this project just begins in Gujarat, and Gujarat Cooperative Milk Marketing Federation. First of all, the person are called Anand, and prepared product are called brand name are called Amul. With the help of a milk, it become a model for this project. Then the white revolution not only for increase the production and distribution of milk, but also increase the rural income, ensure ensured fair prices for producers and consumers, and promoted awareness and research on animal health and nutrition to increase the productivity of a milk animal. So white revolution not only for increase the production of and distribution of milk, but also increase rural income. Okay, but not the purpose of an distribution of milk, but people will be benefited to increase their for income. There are development of an white revolution, ensure fair price, but not very high price, recoverable fair price for producers and consumers, and promoted awareness and research on animal health and nutrition to increase the productivity of a milk animal and benefit of those people in cottage and largest industry. People going to benefit it using for revolution. So I hope all are understood today topic, and please go through this video, and those who have any doubts, please phone to me and just can convey and again just clarify your doubts. So thank you all of you. Why 7?